plenty to take home for tomorrow. The Mine Shaft right there in beautiful downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh off the interstate. Order now and pick up your free hot pizza shortly. I love the pepperoni. It's the amazing Mine Shaft.
Time for a WTMJ sports update. The Milwaukee Admirals beat the Chicago Wolves 4-0, making it 18 wins in a row today. They now have the second most wins in a row in AHL history. They take on the Wolves again with a home game on Saturday. The Bucks' final day off before the NBA All-Star break is over. Milwaukee returns to the court Friday in Minnesota against the Timberwolves. You can hear our coverage starting at 8:30 right here on WTMJ. Taking a look at the roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic, we're seeing quite the hefty delays on 894 due to a crash. That's on 894 West beyond the ramp from 27th Street South. It looks like the left lane is blocked. Again, expect severe delays from a crash on 4143 894 West beyond the ramp from 27th Street.
Traffic is sponsored by St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores, Highway 100 and Layton Avenue, 23rd and Lincoln. Great stores, great cause, and unbelievable bargains. You're going to love it. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
And taking a look at your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight we have mainly clear skies, a low of 33. On Friday, mostly cloudy with scattered snow showers, breezy and a lot colder with a high of 38. On Saturday, mostly sunny skies, a high of 38. On Sunday, mostly sunny, breezy, and mild temperatures return with a high of 50. On Monday, we'll see mostly sunny skies, breezy, and still mild, looking at a high of 50 degrees on the lakeside and 57 degrees inland. Right now in Madison, it's 55 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 50. In Waukesha, it's 54. And in Milwaukee, it's 50 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatso, Siding Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 6:07.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx. A deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Good evening. How you doing? I am Sandy Maxx, and this is going to be a fun show. Going to have a little bit of a party vibe, but I also want to share with you that there's a free event Saturday afternoon. You know, I've been leaning into Black History Month because I think there's a lot to learn that can bridge us and help us connect. And there is a documentary called Black Men in White Coats that is a free screening on Saturday afternoon at the Marcus Performing Arts Center. It's at the Wilson Hall in the Vogel Theater, really nice space. And it's going to be interactive. There's going to be a talk back because the purpose of this documentary is to shed light on just how few African Americans are actually physicians in America. It's like 5%. And it's pretty much the same level that it's been for almost 40 years. So how do we encourage more people from more backgrounds to become doctors? And it's going to be a good film and a good documentary. And Dr. Uwuji Madueke is going to come join us and shed some light on that and talk about her journey as well. And the song you need to hear, doo-wop song that was number one in 1964 on the R&B chart. So told you it's going to be kind of a party vibe. And what I'm excited about next, there's an annual event. You know, What's on Tap is about culture and creativity. One of our finest Wisconsin traditions is the Bloody Mary. And, of course, with the beer chaser. Well, there's been an event for 12 years now called Milwaukee's Best Bloody. I've been quite a few times myself. I used to MC the event. I would love to judge the event. I think that's the role to have. But Milwaukee's Best Bloody is back on Sunday. And I'm going to introduce you to the winner. We're going to find out what it takes to win Milwaukee's Best Bloody because anybody who goes to the event gets to taste and vote on all the competing Bloody Mary recipes and how it really does a good deed with the Great Lakes Hemophilia Foundation. So stay with me. Bloody Marys are next on What's on Tap.
Love your car this February with Griffin's Service Department Valentine's Special. For just $179.95, your car gets the royal treatment oil change, tire rotation, air filter, and wiper blade replacement. Complete multi-point inspections. Plus, we'll even check your battery and heating system. Available at all 5 Griffin service departments. See Griffin for details and restrictions. At Griffin, show your car some love.
True Chicago-style pizza is thin, crispy, and cut into squares. And thanks to Connie's Frozen Pizza, you can enjoy a true slice of the city. You'll enjoy it so much you won't even mind where it comes from. Connie's Frozen Pizzas are made from the same cornmeal crust Connie's has been serving for over 60 years. They're perfectly cheesy, perfectly saucy, and they're exactly what you crave. Get to know the true Chicago style with Connie's Frozen Pizza. Born in Chicago, loved by cheeseheads. Available in a freezer aisle near you.
The countdown to opening day is on. Get your tickets for an action-packed 2024 Brewers season now. That's any game you want, any way you want. All season, featuring brand new giveaways, brand new theme nights and community nights. Can't miss ticket deals, and all the season's best Brewers action. Make sure you're here for every moment. Check out the complete schedule and grab your seats now at brewers.com/tickets.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
It is What's on Tap, and Bloody Marys are what's on tap tonight for a good deed. Not just for recreation, but you're doing a good deed. If you go Sunday to Milwaukee's Best Bloody, it is an annual fundraising event, heavy on the fun, because it's going to be fun at the Italian Community Center. Basically, the concept is this entire ballroom is full of different restaurants who want to lure you over to their table, to their booth, and have you sample their Bloody Mary and then vote for the very best. And it is in its 12th year, Sunday at the Italian Community Center. And I want to introduce you to the winner of last year's Best Bloody. Welcome. What's your name and where are you? What restaurant are you representing?
My name is Ryan Oshman, representing Bass Bay Brew House in Muskego.
Bass Bay Brew House in Muskego.
Yep.
And what category did you win last year?
Last year we won best overall, which I think was voted on by everybody that was in attendance. So it was pretty cool.
So that's kind of the creme de la creme overall, because there are some other specialty categories. And I also want to introduce you to, go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Danielle Leitner-Baxter. I'm the Executive Director for Great Lakes Hemophilia Foundation.
And you have been there for a while. It's nice to see you again.
It's good to see you too.
And what are some of the other categories, Danielle?
So we have, so everybody gets to vote for best overall. So everybody who comes is a judge. So you're automatically a judge. And then we also have celebrity judges, which we'll definitely invite you to do in the future, for sure. But we have, and then the judges vote additionally for most innovative, most Milwaukee, and most like a meal.
Wow. So what kind of preparation, Ryan, goes into a Bass Bay Brew House Bloody Mary?
Yeah, so, for us, it's about using quality ingredients.
And hold on, I'm not even, I should have said first, go to our
cheers.
YouTube. Go to our WTMJ YouTube, and you can see the presentation of the Bass Bay Brew House Bloody Mary has the string cheese strands and curls.
Yeah.
I see a pickle, an olive. Is that a mushroom?
And a mushroom. Yeah,
And
so
I've got
homemade mushroom.
Oh, wow.
Yep, homemade mushroom.
What's the sausage?
So summer sausage.
Summer sausage and a lemon. So, as ever, this is also a meal.
Yeah.
That's how we do it.
Yeah, definitely.
And so, what is it that you think makes your Bloody Mary unique and the best overall?
I think it's, again, using quality ingredients, from scratch ingredients. I brought along, this is our house-made steak sauce, so you're not going to find A1 or any knockoff brand steak sauces. We make our own steak sauce, so that definitely
Can you give us an idea what's the steak sauce based?
I mean, you'll get some mustard notes to it, some brown sugar, definitely some sweetness in there, but it's definitely unique to us.
That's fun.
in the mix, we use 2 different types of hot sauce, fresh squeezed lemon juice. In the vodka itself, so we're featuring our spicy pickle Bloody Mary. So house-made pickles.
A whole jar of them.
Sorry, house-made pickled jalapenos.
Oh.
That we infuse our vodka in. So that kind of gives it like a nice kick. I wouldn't say that it's anything overpowering.
Is it a warmth or is it a zing?
I mean, probably more of a zing. After 3 or 4, you'll feel the warmth depending on where you're from.
Well, and I think also in a competition for Milwaukee's Best Bloody, an event like this, you've got to figure out a recipe that is going to be memorable.
Definitely.
So that little zing. So I will say I'm still doing dry January. I am now in fit in your pants better February. So I'm keeping it up. But you have made me a non-alcoholic Bloody Mary. So I'm going to take a sip.
Yeah.
Because you've been telling me about it. Oh, that is zingy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I should. It's the best overall.
There's a lot going on in the mix itself, but yeah, the vodka definitely.
That's
helps.
a lot of flavor.
Yeah,
that's a lot of flavor, even without the vodka.
Right.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
Now, you're back this year to defend your title.
Yeah, so it's our 3rd year. First year, was our first time doing something like this, and we went kind of a little over the top with the garnish and ended up winning most like a meal.
Oh, really?
Which was cool, but we wanted to be recognized for the juice. So last year we went just like with the garnish that we do in the restaurant every day. And couldn't have been happier to take home the title of best overall. It was a lot of fun. Our team has a great time, participating in things like this. Yeah, we won 2 competitions last year. And
tell me what your most like a meal concoction consists of, because you just heard me list out everybody. So this has the fun. What is the actual name of string cheese that's this stringy and loopy?
Whips
mozzarella whips.
Yeah.
Oh, that's much more fun to say.
What they're sold as.
Mozzarella whips, pickle, olive, mushroom, summer sausage, and lemon is what's in this best overall. What else was part of the most like a meal?
So last year we did, 2 years ago, we did a prime rib cube, a deep fried twice baked potato bite, which was
I see where the meal comes in. Yeah,
to execute. Yeah, our restaurant as a whole, so we're call ourselves a casual American restaurant with supper club roots. From where we come through, I'm 3rd generation family owner there. My grandparents opened the original supper club back in the late 50s. Parents took it over in the mid 80s when I was 1, and then we closed down for a handful of years before we brought it back to life. Our goal was to make it a little more casual and approachable on a daily basis than what it was as a straight supper club. We still get recognized as a supper club. We do prime rib on Wednesdays and Saturdays. There's different seafood specials, oysters Rockefeller, things like that. So we hold on to the roots of where that came from.
What a wonderful history in Muskego that you're keeping going, and then now add this creativity. Like everybody, cooking really is creativity.
It is.
And then you add the mixology and the cocktails.
We have a lot of fun with it for sure. Our team is amazing. I'm blessed to be surrounded by the people that I am every day.
Right, and you have a lot to be proud of at the Bass Bay Brew House, and you've got the plaque to prove it. When we come back on What's on Tap, I'm going to tempt your taste buds some more to get you to this very fun fundraiser on Sunday. But I also want to tell you, really, you'll be doing a good deed. More with the Great Lakes Hemophilia Foundation and Milwaukee's Best Bloody next on WTMJ.
It's the last resort that comes with a grueling and painful recovery. And from what I've been told, it never really feels quite natural. A total knee replacement may make the pain you're living with eventually go away, but it opens up a Pandora's box of other possible issues. And that's why surgeons who really do care will tell you that it's a last resort. There are other surgeons who cry, "Replace! Replace!" But the physicians you'll find at Rejuvenex are primarily concerned with relief. And you may find out that the relief we give you helps so much so that you may not need to get that total knee replacement. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics. Our FDA-approved pain treatments aid inflammation and lubricate your joints. And in most cases, insurance has been shown to cover the costs. At Rejuvenex, we can alleviate your pain, and that'll rejuvenate your life.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
WTMJ's John Mercure here for senior real estate specialist Bruce and Jean Nemovitz. If you've been holding off on selling your home or downsizing your parents' home, now's the time to contact Bruce and Jean. You deserve to enjoy the lifestyle you've earned. Learn how their team will guide you every step of the way. Join me at their free in-person seminar, March 5th, Berner Botanical Gardens. Doors open at 8:30, and you'll get critical info from local senior community representatives. Register at brucesteam.com, taking you from overwhelmed to I can do this. brucesteam.com.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Best Electric and Abby Windows. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact NX Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at nxwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
I am holding up in my hand a very delicious, non-alcoholic Bloody Mary, handcrafted here in person in the studio by Ryan from Bass Bay Brew House. Cheers, sir.
Yeah.
I can actually sip it because it has no alcohol in it, so that's allowed.
Mine also doesn't have alcohol.
Not here. Once you go back out, once we leave the studio, maybe you can pop a little. And remind me again, what's special about how you infuse the vodka that you make these Bloody Marys?
So we pickle our own jalapenos. It's our own recipe there, and we infuse the vodka with the pickled jalapenos.
Tasty and zingy. So the reason that Ryan from Bass Bay Brew House is here because he won the esteemed honor last year of Milwaukee's Best Bloody in the Best Overall category. So that's like the creme de la creme. That's not a niche category. That is the best overall.
It was an honor, for sure.
As voted by all the people who attended, because everyone who goes to the Milwaukee's Best Bloody gets to sample, gets to vote. So it is a very fun gathering of people, and it is a fundraiser. And Danielle, the executive director of Great Lakes Hemophilia Foundation, first of all, congratulations on your 50th anniversary this year at GHLF.
Thank you very much.
Or GLHF. I knew I was
you were there. Thank you very much. Yeah, we've had it really has been an honor to serve the Bleeding community, and the Milwaukee community has been amazing in supporting us in general and particularly with this event.
And what a cheeky and fun concept to support an organization that helps people with blood diseases with a very Wisconsin tradition, the Bloody Mary. It started 12 years ago. Whose idea was this?
So it was actually Karen on our staff. It was her idea, and then I kind of ran with it. And we just it started small. We started at Turner Hall back in the day, and we've grown, and now we took over the entire Italian Community Center. And it's a fantastic event.
How many restaurants are competing this year?
This year we have 11. Mm-hmm.
And you have some new ones.
We do have some new ones. I can tell you all of them that are participating. Actually.
Well, go for it.
We've got Bass Bay Brew House who are coming to defend their title.
I said they got to defend. Yep.
We've got Brat House from Shorewood, Buckley's, Just Jay's, The Hideaway, Pete's Pub, Red Maple, they're new, Sail Loft, 3rd Street Tavern, Timber Hill Winery, and Von Trier. And I think Von Trier and Buckley's are both new. Is Hideaway new as well? Yeah. So it's a good combination of those that are coming back and have been there before and new. So.
And what is your favorite thing about Milwaukee's Best Bloody after being at all of them over the past 12 years now?
That's a really good question.
11 years.
It's just a really good vibe. You know, and it's fun. People are there, and they're there. You know, you're having Bloody Marys for charity, so that's fantastic. And it's a fun atmosphere, but it's not a rave. You know, it's casual.
It's very
it's a casual
social.
Sunday morning.
Fun
event. Yeah,
I've been. I can vouch for it. It's very social. And what is the kind of work that you do at Great Lakes Hemophilia Foundation? What does this fundraiser do?
Absolutely. So our mission is to educate, support, and advocate for the bleeding disorders community. So we do a large education conference for families. Over a weekend, we send kids to camp. We have Camp Cloudy Pine, where we send kids with hemophilia and other bleeding disorders to camp because a lot of kids can't go to camp because of their bleeding disorder. So then we have their doctors there with them. They can do things like a normal kid at camp. Because our doctors are there to do that, right?
To get to play.
Exactly.
That's wonderful.
And climb the big towers and, stand up paddleboard and all that fun. We also offer scholarships because education and getting a good job is very important because with a bleeding disorder, which is very expensive, you need to have good insurance and access to health care. We also provide emergency financial assistance. So bleeding disorders are very isolating because they're rare and they're also very expensive. So even if you have great insurance, you're going to meet your out-of-pocket maximum every year at the beginning of the year. So we help with medical bills and insurance premiums and other emergency needs.
And that can be so stressful on a family that just wants to take care of their kid or their loved one.
Absolutely. And that's just to keep you at a kind of a normal level and to live a normal life. That's if you don't have any issues. If you can just kind of maintain things and take your medication and get yourself to a good level. So absolutely.
Danielle, thank you for all the work that you do. And I love that you've and your team have created this fun event to create that awareness, but also just have fun as a fundraiser and really do a good deed. Now, Ryan, I'm going to ask you, is the competition, rate the level, is it friendly or fierce with the rest of your restaurant competitors?
I'd say friendly for sure. Everybody that's there, we're all a part of the industry. The industry's a different kind of grind. Everybody's, sharing Bloody Marys with each other. We don't actually drink any Bloody Marys while we're there.
They're working really hard. They're very busy.
But it's cool to hear that you're saying it's a community and
it's fun.
You're
definitely
collaborating and creating and having a good time. So it's not that, because I've played softball with the radio leagues and somebody's always get out of the way, like takes it a little too seriously. It sucks the fun out of it. So I'm glad to know that all of these bars and restaurants that you just listed out are there for the right reasons.
Definitely.
And you're there with your crews, like you're donating your time and energy to be part of this. That's significant as a small business owner.
Absolutely.
And we can't say enough great things about the bar and restaurant community. I mean, they donate their time, they donate their product, they're there. So we really encourage everybody to go and frequent them and get a full-size Bloody Mary and a meal at another time because they really are there, again, donating their time and all of their, supplies and all that.
And it's a great introduction to these 12, 11 restaurants when you can't always get to 11 restaurants in 1 month, not going out all the time, but to sample and meet the people who are owning and bartending and having fun. Now, Ryan, the one thing we haven't talked about, which is very, very Wisconsin, what beer chaser goes with your award-winning Bloody Mary?
So ours we serve with Milk Can Lager at Bass Bay. So we work with Exploring Brew Pub in Greendale. And they make a line of beers specifically for us. So we always have 4 to 5 different beers on tap that are made special for us, and we serve with that.
That's wonderful.
Similar to High Life gluten removed.
And in the tiny bottles or in a tiny glass, that makes it even more charming. And what are the other categories, Danielle?
Again, people can vote for best overall, and then we have again most innovative, most like a meal, and most Milwaukee. And we do kind of equalize all the bars. We have a sponsor in State Line Distiller that provides all our vodka, and Molson Coors provides our beer chasers. So again, they're also donating all that product and really supporting the event as well.
And any other tips for someone who's either coming for the first time to Milwaukee's Best Bloody on Sunday?
I will tell you what I do, what I tell my family. I tell them to buy VIP tickets because if you buy a VIP ticket, you get to come in an hour early.
Oh.
And you get an extra beer chaser, and you get your own little private space and guaranteed seating. So that would be my insider tip, but there's so many different ways to come. So those would be my tips.
And Ryan, what's your tip?
Bring a cup. What is it?
A muffin tin.
A muffin tin.
A muffin tin.
Mm-hmm. And if you're VIP, we give you one.
Well, there you go.
So there you go.
Just buy the VIP ticket. Don't bring your own muffin tin.
But Ryan, explain why the muffin tin is handy.
So you'll see a lot of people, they'll go around with their muffin tin, grab like their first 6 Bloody Marys, go sit down, try them all side by side, make their notes, pick their vote, go around, grab
helps in your judging
the rest,
and your sampling.
We'll even give you little slips so you can put that in the bottom of your muffin tin so you know which one you're trying.
See, this is the voice of experience.
It's a very fun event.
Danielle, what is the website to get all the information and get your VIP or general admission tickets?
glhf.org.
Great Lakes Hemophilia Foundation. Danielle, thank you so much for being here. Ryan, thank you for sharing with us your
course.
very best bloody.
Thank you for having us.
It's been
Thank you so
delicious.
much.
GLHF.org. And we've been talking about the medical world and blood. We'll visit with a doctor and a documentary next on What's on Tap. And now from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, here's Jessica Gatzo.
Thanks, Sandy. The West Dallas Police Department asking for help locating a 14-year-old girl gone missing. Layla Gutierrez was last seen on February 9th in the area of 70th and Beecher Street in West Dallas. Layla is believed to be with a 33-year-old male, Joshua Wells, who is a registered sex offender with an active felony warrant out for violation of the sex offender registry. Layla Gutierrez is Hispanic, 5 foot 1 inch tall, 110 pounds with long brown hair and brown eyes. Contact West Dallas Police if you have information. For the second time this week, Waukesha police report criminals from Illinois are targeting local businesses. This weekend, thieves stole 9 vehicles from a high-end car dealership believed to be headed to Chicago. On Wednesday afternoon, Waukesha police report they were filling bags with items from the Myers store on Sunset Drive. After a miles-long car chase, the suspects got stuck waiting for a train in the village of Waukesha. With the help of a police dog, officers arrested 4 adults. They believe all are tied to an organized crime ring in Chicago. New protocols for private ambulance companies responding to calls have gone into effect in Milwaukee starting today. Ambulance crews are now expected to get out and search for someone if they can't find them from inside the vehicle. The policy changes stem from the death of Jolene Waldruff last month, who died after falling near a bus stop at 76th and Congress. She had called 911, but the team who responded never got out of their ambulance to look for her. Taking a look at the roads with your Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic. Another crash to look out for this evening on 41, 43, 894 in both directions at the ramp from 76th Street. It looks like that is pulled off to the left shoulder, though, in both directions. And just another minor incident on 41, 94 South, about a mile beyond Layton Avenue, also just blocking the left shoulder. And taking a look at your WTMJ forecast. Tonight we have mainly clear skies with a low of 33. On Friday, mostly cloudy with scattered snow showers, breezy and much colder with a high of 38. On Saturday, mostly sunny skies, still cold with a high of 38. On Sunday, mostly sunny, breezy, and mild temperatures return with a high of 50. On Monday, mostly sunny and breezy and mild once again with a high of 50 on the lakeside and 57 inland. Right now in Madison, it's 53 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 47. In Waukesha, it's 49. And in Milwaukee, it's 48 degrees. I'm Jessica Gatzo, Siding Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 6:33.
The NBA season is here. College basketball is hurtling toward the craziness of March, and there is no easier way to get in on the action than with Underdog Fantasy and their Pick'em game. Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik. Underdog Fantasy. Check out their easy-to-use mobile app or visit UnderdogFantasy.com. Sign up with the promo code WTMJ, and Underdog Fantasy will match your first deposit up to $100, plus they'll give you a mystery special pick to use on your first Pick'em entry. Pick between 2 and 5 players on at least 2 different teams. Select higher or lower on player stats, and if your picks hit, you can win up to 100 times your money. Mix the NBA with college basketball. Throw in a little golf. It's Underdog Fantasy. Promo code WTMJ. Have your first deposit of $10 or more matched up to $100, plus your special pick. Must be 18 years or older and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms do apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Only 11% of those trying to sell their own homes actually succeed. And of those that do sell their own home, they sell on average for 26% less than agented properties. This often negates the savings they were hoping to get by doing it on their own. So why do it on your own when you have an experienced realtor that will give you full service at only 3.5 to 3.9% commission? Don't let your home sit while others are selling faster and at potentially better than asking prices. Call Benefit Realty for a highly experienced agent, and you'll pay less for full service. In this seller's market, even homeowners are trying to sell their own home. But more times than not, it doesn't work out like they'd hoped. And while homes like theirs are selling, and selling fast for over asking prices, their homes aren't. So what's your next best strategy? Well, if you're looking to relieve yourself of the stress of selling your own home and still get top dollar while getting the full service benefits that an experienced realtor can give you, then look no further. I'm Angela Calais with Benefit Realty, where 3.5 to 3.9% commission assures that you pay less for full service.
From sliding framed, semi-frameless, or frameless glass shower doors to heavy all-glass custom enclosures that can be built to fit any opening, at Less's Glass, we cover all the bases. But our biggest strength isn't only our selection. It's in our installation experience. We've been around nearly 40 years, and you only last that long if your installers leave the job the way your customers expect it to be left. Other places can sell you a glass shower enclosure, and some of those big guys may even be able to do it for a little cheaper. But the question you need to ask yourself is, will the job be done right? So remember, paying for quality only hurts once, but it does feel good when you get what you expect. This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
We were just talking about the Great Lakes Hemophilia Foundation, obviously doing great work for people coping with bleeding disorders and blood diseases right here in Wisconsin. And glhf.org if you want to get tickets to the Milwaukee's Best Bloody fundraiser at Italian Community Center on a Sunday afternoon. It should be a fun way to sample Bloody Marys from 11 different restaurants, all while helping families who are coping with bleeding disorders and blood diseases. And I didn't quite realize this when I planned out the show, but next, speaking with a doctor, not about blood diseases, but about a very important documentary. It's called Black Men in White Coats, and you can see it for free on Saturday. And I welcome Dr. Ugwuji Maduekwe.
Fantastic. Thank
you say
Sandy.
it.
No, that was really good. Ugwuji Maduekwe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hate to mess up anybody's name. It seems like such disrespect, but you told me I can call you Dr. M.
Yes.
Sort of.
Sort of. We're going to give you the special dispensation.
Okay, thank you. Doctor, you are a surgical oncologist. And yes. I'm going to just say it because people can't see you unless they're watching on WTMJ, the YouTube channel. You are a physician of color.
I am. I am a Black woman, yes.
And that is significant because we are talking about Black History Month.
Yes.
And I'm talking about Black Future right now. Black Men in White Coats is a documentary that is screening for free on Saturday downtown at the Marcus Performing Arts Center in a great theater, the Wilson Center at Vogel Hall. It's very welcoming and
beautiful.
Kind of red velvet seats. It's a good space to be in. Free popcorn and free soda while you watch this very important film. Can you tell us what Black Men in White Coats is about?
Sure. The Black Men in White Coats, and just want to say thank you so much, Sandy, for giving us the opportunity to talk a little bit about this screening.
It's the statistics that I've seen from the trailer are truly jaw-dropping.
Yeah, and I think, so Black Men in White Coats is basically looking at this particular problem that we have in medicine, which is that in 1978, there were more Black men starting in medical school than there have been in the past 10 years.
That's shocking.
Yeah. So, I mean, I hate to think about the fact that 1978 is almost 50 years ago, but the numbers have gone down. Only about 5% of physicians in this country are Black, and there have been increases in that number, but most of those increases have been amongst Black women. And so the Black Men in White Coats documentary talks about that problem, tries to think through some of the reasons why this disparity exists, and why it's important. Why do we care? Why should anyone care about the number of Black men in white coats? Even since when the documentary was created, there continues to be an increasing amount of evidence as to the importance of diversity in the physician workforce, and particularly about having Black physicians and specifically Black men physicians. So we're hosting the screening of the Black Men in White Coats documentary on Saturday. Come out and join us. And it's to just start the conversation in Milwaukee. And then down the line in May, on May 4th, we're going to be having a Black Men in White Coats Youth Summit to have a lot of Black and brown and female and male kids come and talk about what it takes to become a doctor. So stay tuned with us.
Well, and what a great way for Frederick Medical College of Wisconsin and other organizations to find this to be important, to show this documentary, to start that conversation, and also not just go, well, we did it one day in Saturday during Black History Month, and now we're just not going to do it. To know that there is a future event, a summit, which is just a great phrase right there, to gather youth and to continue that spread. Because we hear a lot about STEM, just feel like there are these movements and these intentions, but how do we make it even more tangible?
So I think engaging the community. So I want to mention the Greater Milwaukee Urban League, who have been our wonderful partners as we've planned all this. Milwaukee Fellows, Black and Latino Male Association have been wonderful partners. At the summit, we plan to have the youth, but also their parents. And really not just parents, but like concerned adults who are involved in youth's lives.
It takes a village, as they say. It's not just your parents.
It takes a village. So getting everyone's village together to say, hey, becoming a physician is something that is very tangible and achievable. I think sometimes for a lot of kids, I encounter it frequently, people are shocked that I'm a doctor. And then even more shocked that I'm a surgeon. And so I think just making it clear and accessible that this is something that's attainable, but then there always is a gap. Even if a kid wants to become a physician, how do you become a doctor? What do you have to do? What classes do I have to take? What grades do I have to have all A's the whole time? No. So we just have to put the infrastructure around to get kids interested in it first as an option.
I would say just the possibility.
Just the possibility is important. I think that's one of the other side effects of having so few Black men in white coats. Really, Black and brown people in white coats. When I was preparing for this, I was thinking through and I was like, I was not trained by any Black people.
In my
entire training, in 5 years of medical school, 7 years of residency, 2 years of fellowship, I was not trained by any Black people. And now I'm training a lot of Black and brown people. Three of my Black female mentees, actually, shout out to them, all got board certified this week in surgical oncology. So I was feeling very proud. So it is improving. It is improving for Black women. We are still a very low number. I think it's like 2.3% of the surgeon workforce is Black women, but it's even lower for Black men.
But you're seeing that difference and that you're part
we're seeing that
of difference.
Yeah.
Talking with Dr. Uguji Maduekwe.
That was fantastic.
I'm trying so hard, but it's just like I said, it's such a level of respect to get someone's name right. So glad that you're here. More conversation with this surgical oncologist and about some of your takeaways from the documentary Black Men in White Coats, which everyone can see for free on Saturday at the Marcus Performing Arts Center. More next on What's on Tap.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, we get you quality name brand workwear and footwear because we get you. From the farm to the job site to your own backyard, we have great deals on your favorite rugged styles for spring. Right now, earn $50 in Carhartt bucks when you spend $200 on Carhartt gear, including new spring colors of the whole family's favorite Carhartt styles. And shop our impressive selection of men's and women's Carhartt boots. Plus, this Saturday and Sunday, don't miss free snack samples in store during Blaine's Farm and Fleet sampling event.
Oh, how great it would feel to have your 20-year-old knees, shoulders, hips, and back.
You know, you don't think about your pains when you're in your 20s or 30s, but you wish you could get that body back when you're in your 60s. I think QC did that for me.
For Patrick, here in Milwaukee, it started with a simple phone call to QC Kinetics.
One day I was driving and I just heard the radio and I pulled over and took the number and I called them when I got home.
Maybe that's you, and you're listening right now. Why wait? QC Kinetics Regenerative Treatments uses your body's own natural biologics to heal and restore damaged tissue without invasive surgery or harmful drugs. And as for the results,
my knees are as good as they were when I was in my 20s. I'm really happy with what happened.
For Patrick, it's like QC Kinetics turned back the clock. Now it's your turn. Call QC Kinetics today for your complimentary consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Steve and Ashley heard our radio ads over the years, and when it came time to buy their first home, clicked on the blue button. One of our senior loan consultants, Brad, sent them a credit-verified pre-approval the same day and then upgraded to a rock-solid, fully verified and guaranteed pre-approval shortly thereafter. They made a couple offers without success, and then Brad told them about AccuNet's new property-specific pre-approval, where we might be able to include those magic words, no appraisal required. When they wrote their next offer, several $1,000s over asking to make sure someone else didn't end up sleeping in their dream home, their property-specific rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval included that most powerful phrase, no appraisal required, and the sellers picked Steve and Ashley's offer over several others. If you think all mortgage lenders and pre-approvals are the same, think again. Go with a local mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win and save money too. Click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
From the biggest plays on the court to the comments made in the locker room after, an in-depth recap of every Bucks game in 6 minutes. No more, no less. Bucks in 6 provides game recaps for every game. Hear the high-flying dunks from Giannis.
Puts it on the floor, spins down the lane, and plunges it through.
Or the deep threes from Dame.
Dame time has arrived with 107.
Bucks in 6 on the Bucks Plus Audio Network. Find it now on bucks.com/plus or on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts. Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
I'm Sandy Maxx, and we're talking about a documentary. Black History Month. Open your mind a little bit and become aware of some things. The documentary is called Black Men in White Coats, and you can see it for free Saturday afternoon at the Marcus Performing Arts Center at Wilson Theater at Vogel Hall. Free tickets, free popcorn, free soda. Bring your family, bring your friends, and learn a little something and even have a discussion afterwards. And one of the people who will be at the Black Men in White Coats Talkback is in the WTMJ studio with me now, Dr. Uguji Maduekwe. I'm getting there. So thank you for your encouragement. And Doctor, I love that the focus of What's on Tap is culture and creativity. And I always feel like art, whether it's sculpture or a performance, or in this case, a film, has a role to play in bringing people together, creating that conversation.
Yes.
And so having this documentary with a snappy name, Black Men in White Coats, already like, wait, what?
Yeah.
We are talking about African-American men in the medical field. And why is it important, Doctor, to be sharing this film on Saturday?
Thank you. I think I would start with the fact that Black men in the United States have the lowest survival, have the highest mortality rates. They have the shortest lifespans. And last year in 2023, there was this remarkable paper written looking across the entire country, looking in 2009, 2014, and 2019, looking at all 3,000 counties across the United States and looking to see which counties had a single Black primary care physician. 50% of the counties immediately fell out of consideration. There were about half of them just didn't have any Black primary care physicians. What they found was that in the counties where there was a Black primary care physician, Black people lived longer. They even saw that effect if a county had just one Black primary care physician. Black people lived longer.
And that's substantive, statistical. Like it's not just
no.
happens to be a
so
coincidence.
Now we have to figure out
really
exactly like the causation, and we have to figure out exactly how that happens. But this was a study, led by the Association of American Medical Colleges and the Health Research. I forget the exact name, but of the government. So looking across the entire country and seeing that effect. We already knew, and there was a lot of data already that showed that Black people are more likely to get preventive care if they have Black physicians. When we talk about not just Black people, but Black women specifically, Black birthing people, I'll give you the example I like to give that always depresses everyone. I am singularly overeducated, right? I have 4 degrees. I am a surgeon. I'm comfortable. If I were to be pregnant and have a child, my risk of dying and my child's risk of dying is 3 to 5 times higher, depending on where in the United States we are, than a white woman my same age who did not graduate from high school.
And why is that? What are some of the factors?
So there are a host of problems. It is systemic, but part of it is just not there are a lot of problems. There are a lot of answers and solutions, but one of the things that the data has shown that if you then take someone like that and they have a race concordant physician, so a black physician, my child is likely to live longer. Those rates of mortality decrease. My mortality rates decrease. So that's part of why we have to think about that. The other reason I think about is, in general healthcare, if we can innovate something to improve Black people's health, it improves everyone's health. And that has been shown time and time again. And I think particularly in Wisconsin, I take a selfish approach to this because I'm a cancer doctor. And so I was recruited here. And after I got here, I was like, let me get to writing some grants and writing about problems specific to Wisconsin. And I looked at the data, and Black people in Wisconsin are more likely to have cancer and to die from cancer than any other Black people in the entire country. Their cancer incidence rates and cancer mortality rates are higher than Black people anywhere else in the country.
That is shocking.
There are not that many Black people in Wisconsin, right? And so I learned that, and I was surprised, and this is my area of focus and expertise. So there are a lot of things to fix, but when we think about the things that we would do to improve Black health are very similar to the things that we would do to improve rural health. That's the other group I worry about as a surgeon. I don't worry about the people who live 30 minutes away from Fredert.
Mm-hmm.
I worry about the people who live 6 hours away. If I do a big surgery on them, how do we get them good care? And I think it's important to have conversations like this, because whatever we do to fix this problem will be also the solution to improving healthcare for people who live far away from the hospital, people who have lower rates of education, people who don't have good running water. That's why I get excited about this. And that's why I think, bringing it to your point about art is the place that makes space for us to just begin to have the conversations.
Very powerful. Black Men in White Coats, the free screening with free popcorn and free soda. Who doesn't love a little snack? Saturday afternoon at Marcus Performing Arts Center's Wilson Theater at Vogel Hall. It's that entrance right there on the river. And you will be there.
I will be there.
You will be part of the talkback.
I will be there for the whole screening, and I'll be part of the panel afterwards, so come say hello.
I'll say walk the walk and creating that talk and that change and being the inspiration for anyone, families and youth, to see you, an African-American woman, as a cancer surgeon, as a surgical oncologist. All the medical speak. These are the easy medical terms, but I just want to get them right. But that you're truly making a difference in the representation and the passion, and that you want to see the change. And I do think that that's one of the most powerful things you said, is caring about the health of the African-American community is a ripple effect. It improves everyone's health.
Yes.
Thank you very, very much, Dr. Madue Kwe, for your time today. And thanks very much to the Medical College, the Fredert and the Medical College of Wisconsin, for being one of the many organizers to put this on the screen.
Great. Thank you so much.
It's the song you need to hear. A little doo-wop action next on WTMJ.
Stop in for your chance at huge savings during Fleet Farm's Balloon Pop event. This Saturday, February 24th, the first 300 shoppers will get a ticket to shop and pop for 10 to 100% off their entire purchase. Doors open at 7 a.m., so come on down, fill your cart, and pop a balloon to see how much you've saved. Don't miss Fleet Farm's Balloon Pop to score even more savings on everything you need for everyday life. This Saturday only.
Heart disease won't stop us. Diabetes won't slow us down. Allergies, high blood pressure, shoulder pain, cancer. Nothing will keep us from pushing Wisconsin ahead. Because with the Fredert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, forward progress is what we stand for. That means always pushing and always innovating. With new technologies and breakthrough treatments that make life better, whether we're sick or well. It means providing more convenience and more ways to receive medical excellence for all your health needs, for big and small. It means being there for you, our family, caring for yours. So let's keep raising the bar. Let's keep testing the limits of what medicine can do. Let's push ahead and make life here as great as it can be. Visit Freighter.com to find out how.
Abby with Abby Windows here. If I had $1 for every time customers said, all windows look the same, just give me a price. Well, if that's the case, then you haven't seen ours yet. You're right. Most windows have welds that are ugly, jagged, and look all stitched up, similar to wearing your shirt inside out. I call them Frankenstein windows. If you want a clean, seamless miter that's not inside out, enter our fine line weld technology. Trust me, you'll believe it once you see it. For the best looking window on the market, call Abby Windows today. And if somebody asks you if you know a guy in the business, you can say no, but I know a girl.
Imagine, if you will, a wonderland of vehicles. An entire convention center filled with the things you love to drive. It's the Milwaukee Auto Show at the Baird Center downtown, February 24th through March 3rd. Immerse yourself in the latest new cars and trucks. The Milwaukee Auto Show. For tickets, go to autoshowmilwaukee.com.
And now, feast your ears. This is the song you need to hear.
Most blokes are going to be playing at 10. These go to 11.
Black History Month continues as I dig into some good music and doo-wop music from the Drifters, a 1964 song that was released really during that difficult time of some civil rights struggles coming to a head. So this was one of those songs that helped embody some of the resilience and uplift spirits during that intense time. It's the Drifters, Under the Boardwalk, the song you need to hear on What's on Tap.
Oh, when the sun beats down and burns the tar up on the roof, and your shoes get so hot, you wish your tired feet were fireproof. Under the boardwalk, down by the sea, yeah, on a blanket with my baby's where I'll be. Under the boardwalk, out of the sun, under the boardwalk, we'll be having some fun. Under the boardwalk, people walking above. Under the boardwalk, we'll be making love. Under the boardwalk, boardwalk, from the park you hear the.
Thanks so much for joining me on this episode of What's on Tap. You can catch up on it or share it with friends on the podcast, WTMJ.com later this evening or wherever you get your podcasts. Tomorrow, it's going to be Spring Training Broadcast Eve. Highlights from the Euchre documentary tomorrow starting at 6 on WTMJ.
Meet Alan, who was diagnosed with sleep apnea.
I was what they call a mouth breather, and I would breathe at night with my mouth open.
And for about 8 years, Alan struggled with a CPAP machine. And then
I saw the Advent commercial, and I thought, well, what do you got to lose? This machine is miserable.
For most people, CPAP machines are miserable, but a simple breathing triangle solution from Advent can be life-changing.
And it really was, to me, it was amazing because I don't think I ever breathed that clear.
This is Dr. Madan Kandula. After having one of Advent's simple breathing triangle procedures, people are amazed at how freely and clearly they can breathe.
I'm happy with the procedure. I'm very glad I did it. I wish I would have done it 20 years ago. I could have avoided that machine I had to have laying next to the bed with the hose wrapped around my head.
Schedule your appointment at AdventKnows.com because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve's community for Heiser Automotive. I love talking about Heiser. You know that. I've had the privilege and the honor of driving their vehicles for the last 5 years. My newest vehicle, a 2023 Ford Explorer XLT four-wheel drive, perfect for the upcoming Wisconsin winter weather. Beautiful Atlas blue metallic color. Everybody talks about it when they see it. A great technology vehicle. Auto start-stop technology, 10-speed automatic transmission, terrain management system. How about this? 23 combined mileage highway and city. Awesome for an SUV. Heated exterior mirrors. Very cool. Roof rails, keyless access, heated front seats. Use that over the weekend. Second row captain's chairs and upgraded interior trim. all the other great programs, Safe and Sound, Vehicle Exchange Program, Roadside Assistance for Life. Heiser even has options for mobile services for the 4 locations, 5 convenient locations to get your vehicle ready for the upcoming weather. That's why they say every day, today is your day.
Save now during the President's Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture. Special factory incentives make this the perfect time to save on a new sofa, chair, or sectional crafted by Norwalk Furniture. With over 850 fabric and leather options and over 100 different styles, you can create the look you want, and in just 35 days, it's ready for delivery. Can't wait? All our inventory is sale priced and ready for immediate delivery. Shop today and save at any of our Ken Michaels Furniture stores in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
SemperFiRoofing.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
I favor black businesses. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Yeah. Yeah. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Yo. Look. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Spent about 2 racks on handmade new rags. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. That's everybody from sports to college class to rap and back.
Welcome into the Black History Always, presented by Good Karma Brands. I'm your host, Kyle Wallace, the director of content of the award-winning 1017 The Truth. You can also hear me alongside Ben Bruss and Brad Nortman every weekday on 94.5 ESPN and across the GKB network of radio stations. We have a jam-packed show for you today, celebrating Black history, culture, influence, and success here in the state of Wisconsin. As we know, Black history can often intersect with sports. Tonight, we are going to hear from some of the biggest names in Wisconsin sports while highlighting the influence they make on the community. We'll sit down with Marquette basketball head coach Shaka Smart, as well as a conversation with the newest associate manager of your Milwaukee Brewers, Ricky Weeks. Along the way, you'll hear clips from Black athletes and leaders who have left an impact in our state, including CeCe Sabathia, Jordan Love, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and so many more. But first, we start with 1017 The Truth's Tori Lowe. If you heard Tori join me on KBN for Tori Lowe Tuesdays, you know he is a dedicated Packers fan and an advocate for our community here in Milwaukee. We start off by asking Tori his thoughts on one of the biggest athletic names in our state history in Reggie White.
Reggie White was called the Minister of Defense. And at the time, I was a young football player, but the twist was I was in church, and I became a deacon at 15 years old. And that was around the time after my freshman year, like during the summer of my freshman year when I got into church. Next thing you know, I'm all religious. So Reggie White stuck out because at that time, nobody was claiming Christianity like that, like Reggie White. I mean, maybe there were other guys that were Christians, but Reggie White was like, I'm the man of God playing football. So I think that many times I would look to Reggie White due to the fact that I was a deacon at the time playing in the middle of the inner city 53206 at North Division. And I just needed to regulate how I felt because I think I was having a mental crisis because I wanted to kill somebody, but I was in church. Like football was aggressive sport, and here I am supposed to be nice. And so I had looked to Reggie White. And I said, if Reggie White can be a minister and play football, I could be a deacon and play football.
Tori, how did Reggie and the football players shape your fanhood of the Packers?
Well, Reggie White, seeing him be a man of God and seeing him move around the way he was moving, I had never seen nobody be that exalted, especially a black man, you know. And I think that Reggie White represented faith, hope, We trusted Reggie, his words. We was excited to see him play. And we all knew it was only a matter of time once Reggie came to Green Bay that it was going to be a championship sooner or later. It was going to happen. And I think that we just all bought in to Reggie. Like, Reggie was easy to buy into. He was like God almost, like God's friend.
Still, Green Bay, Wisconsin, it isn't the most diverse area in the world. What do you think it was like to be a black athlete in that town?
We all know when we was coming up, it was certain places that my grandfather told me, if you end up in these spaces, don't stop. Like if I was driving and I got lost in Jamesville or, Green Bay or certain towns in Wisconsin, don't stop. And Green Bay was one of those places where we knew that there were a lot of different ideologies, I would say, when it came to being black. And I think that a lot of people don't understand what sundown towns mean. And I don't know if Green Bay was exactly a sundown town, but it was definitely one of the towns where people was, in my community, my granddaddy was like, hey, stay away from these areas. And if you ever run out of gas in those areas, just hurry up and get some gas and get out of there.
All right, so as the NFL progresses and being a black quarterback is more common than at least what it used to be, do you think race relations in the league have improved?
I think it has gotten better. I think more people are now open to the culture, the black culture, because we're winning it. If you win, everybody tends to change their narratives. And I think that right now, when you look at the NFL, blacks are starting to become coaches. Blacks are starting to become quarterbacks. These are positions that were only held for whites. And I think now the ideal of having a black quarterback, Pat Mahomes, Jordan Love, two of my favorite quarterbacks, they have a certain freedom that probably quarterbacks in the past didn't have.
All right, Tori, so finally, your thoughts on Jordan Love and the Packers having a full-time starting black quarterback for the first time in their team history.
It's our turn. Like I said, we had Brett Favre, we had Don Mikowski, we had, Aaron Rodgers. It's just the brothers' turn, and that's how I look at it. I mean, I'm excited because this is happening in Green Bay, which is a history idea. It's more historic. But I'm excited because now we get to see the culture, some of the culture. He has braids now, off season. I knew he wasn't going to wear no braids during the regular season, but his first season. But now you can see a little bit of the confidence and his culture. And Green Bay needs some flavor. I mean, they needed some culture. And not that the quarterbacks before Jordan Love didn't have it, because Aaron Rodgers, he had a lot of swag, and Brett Favre definitely was a gunslinger. But now it's time to have a young cultural change at quarterback, and it's timely because it's changing with the times. The NFL is changing, and it's great to see the Green Bay Packers organization is changing as well.
Thanks so much, Tori. Coming up after break, Tori will walk us through a conversation that Good Karma Brands had with Jeremy White, the son of the aforementioned legendary Reggie White. We'll be back on Black History Always, presented by Good Karma Brands.
Black History Always continues after this. Got game?
What was the question?
Yeah, we've got game. We've also got...
Swims through his man and lays it in as he knifes his way into the low block.
And...
He'll give to Giannis, and he says, I'll add some more to my tally. Thank you very much.
And who could forget?
Pulls up top of the arc. He got bumped, and he hit the three. Count that, baby, with another one coming.
Catch every Milwaukee Bucks basketball game all season long on your home for the Bucks. 620 WTMJ.
You're going to get a free furnace from Quality Heating. This isn't a gimmick. You are going to get a free furnace. This is Anthony Zanevsky, and all you have to do is purchase a heat pump from Quality Heating, and you're going to get a free furnace. And this heat pump is not only going to give you 2 sources of heat and act as a backup, but also the heat pump will double as an AC system to cool your home as well. And it's extremely efficient. I have a heat pump in my own home, and I can promise you, this heat pump will cut your energy costs substantially. You'll be getting a top-of-the-line $14,000 to $15,000 system. But your bill is going to be less than half of that. So from February 1st through March 31st, you can get an insane deal from Quality Heating. This is the only time of the year we can do this. And it's really just in an effort to make one of the slowest times of the year for our technicians really busy. So see the man in the red van. Call Quality Heating. Get your free furnace and upgrade your home's HVAC system to absolute max efficiency. February 1st through March 31st.
Quality heating, quality heating.
Here at Richlands, we offer both comfort service and expert service.
Our comfort service comes with movie theater popcorn, hot gourmet coffee, upfront pricing, on-time scheduling, plus anything else we can do to keep you comfortable.
Put that on top of honest service from the most friendliest, hard-working people you'll ever meet inside a tire and service center, and well, we'd like to believe we're on the right track to meeting your expectations.
But when your check engine light, tire light, or any other light screams, "Service me," well, that means you're due for our other type of service.
Our expert service. Tires, brakes, belts, mufflers, transmissions, and even engine repair.
Come on into Richlands and put our expert service to the test.
And while you're relaxing, enjoy our comfort services too. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands, your
due for service.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
The pain was so bad I could barely walk, and now after stem cell treatment, I run marathons.
Now this is an exaggeration, but I do hear about unbelievable miracle outcomes, and I have to ask, do you really believe them? If they were true, these biological treatments wouldn't even have to be advertised. Truth is, stem cell effectiveness is nowhere near 100%. It's expensive, and it doesn't last. At Rejuvenex, our FDA-approved pharmacological treatments ease inflammation and reduce pain. They're precisely administered to where your pain lives, and they work. Will the pain reduction last forever? No. But in some cases, relief has lasted as long as 24 months, and in most cases, insurance has paid for the treatments entirely. This is Richard Salinas, registered nurse with Rejuvenex Arthritis Clinics, where we can alleviate your pain and rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex. Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your appointment.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Black History Always.
Trying to stir the community up to a point where everybody's getting involved. You know, trying to get people to work together to the point of maybe trying to give people jobs or build businesses and not judge people by what they do. Instead, try to help them and try to get them out the rut that they're in, because, you know, a lot of us here don't understand what a lot of the people in the inner cities go through, you know. So when I went back, I gained understanding of what people really went through, mainly because I was beginning to see it, and I had experienced some of the things, but our kids are not, we didn't experience the things that our kids are experiencing today.
I favor black businesses, assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black, yeah. Yeah. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black, yo, look. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Spent about 2 racks on handmade new rags. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. That's everybody from sports to college class to rap and back.
Welcome back into Black History Always, presented by Good Karma Brands. I am Kyle Wallace, the director of content of the award-winning 1017 The Truth and host of KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Want to get you right into our next segment. Jeremy White, son of Packers legend Reggie White, spoke with Good Karma Brands about the stigmas surrounding black quarterbacks throughout the history of the NFL. It's titled Playing Quarterback While Black and is narrated by 1017 The Truth's Tori Lowe.
It wasn't until 1978 that a black quarterback was drafted in the first round of the NFL draft. 1978. Dr. King had already been dead for a decade. The original Star Wars was already in and out of the movie theaters. Bill Russell had already played for and coached the Boston Celtics.
You know, when I think back, the adjective that was used for me back then was Tampa Bay's black quarterback, or either Doug Williams' black quarterback.
With the 17th pick in the 1978 draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers selected Doug Williams, the first ever black QB to be selected with a coveted first-round draft pick.
Most recently in the draft, with the top 3 quarterbacks going being black quarterbacks, I think it was the first time in NFL history that the top 3 out of the first 4 picks were black quarterbacks, and it was amazing to see. I'm 37 years old, and that's the first time I've ever seen that in a league that's been around for more than 100 years.
That's the voice of Jeremy White. He's the son of Pro Football Hall of Famer and legendary Green Bay Packer and Super Bowl champion Reggie White.
It's with great pride to introduce the newest member of the Green and Gold, Reggie White.
Well, I was really impressed when I came up here the first time. I told Coach Holmgren when we sat in and met, the first time I said Green Bay was the farthest thing from my mind.
After his dad signed with the Packers as a free agent, Jeremy spent many of his favorite years in Green Bay, Wisconsin, a town that at the time was 95% white. He understands what it means to grow up black in Green Bay. And having spent nearly his entire life around the NFL, he understands the stigmas that come with playing QB while black.
The league has been around for over 100 years, and yet the amount of black quarterbacks that have started on teams consistently, based comparatively on the amount of black athletes that have been in the league, is painfully low. And so I guess the question people have to ask themselves is this because we can't find any good black quarterbacks, or is there because there's a stigma on what it means to be a black quarterback, which I would contest there's a stigma in that there have been excellent and intelligent black athletes for hundreds of years in the NFL, but for some reason they couldn't break through the wall of leading a team, because that requires a lot of quote-unquote neck-up ability. And so for the longest, it seems as if when a black quarterback is starting for an NFL team, whether people realize it or not, and I think they should, because it's been well documented through newspaper articles, blog posts, magazines, radio, podcasts, and just TV commentators, is there's always like I said before, they have a high ceiling, or their Wonderlic test wasn't this, but they've got a great arm, or they're supremely athletic. It always seems as if there's a qualifier for why it's okay to take a chance on a black quarterback, and has nothing to do with their quote-unquote intelligence level or ability to run an NFL-led offense.
And while progress has been made, there's still an immense amount of pressure on the black quarterback on and off the field.
When you have a white quarterback, if the white quarterback makes a mistake or it has a success, it's based off of, they'll be judged based off of their performance. And what I mean is, there's a certain individuality that is associated to white quarterbacks. If you hear about the things that they can do well, and sometimes they're compared to other quarterbacks that they may be like, but their successes and their failures are explicitly attached to them and them alone. Whereas I think that, and this could be true across other factors of society when it comes to race, I always said, Dak, let's just go with Dak Prescott. Dak has, since he's entered the league, has done nothing terrible off the field. He's just gone out, he's worked hard, his game has been up and down, but it's almost as if the moment he might, and I don't think he will, but the moment he might do something negatively off the field, that would affect him a whole lot more than if he were just a run-of-the-mill white quarterback. So it's almost as if, I'm kind of beating around the bush here, there's a certain sense of if one black quarterback messes up, it's almost a detriment to all black quarterbacks. Or if one, does great, now the success level needs to be here. There's a certain level of individuality that isn't afforded to certain black quarterbacks.
In 2023, the world saw two black quarterbacks play one another in the Super Bowl for the first time ever. Later that year, the Packers made Jordan Love their first full-time starting black QB in franchise history.
Breaking news. Aaron Rodgers officially is being traded to the New York Jets. And it just came down moments ago in a trade involving 6 picks. Aaron Rodgers is going to the New York Jets. It's official. It is happening, finally, after all this time.
So while the tide appears to be turning ever so slightly, the leeway and patience afforded to black QBs is still minimal in White's opinion. So what does all this mean for Love?
Dialing back to Jordan Love, I worry that because he'll have to have time to grow, just like all quarterbacks will, I worry how fast or how slow that process will be able to maturate because, there's not a lot of quarterbacks that look like him in the league. There's been quarterbacks that have been able to go to the Super Bowl and then be an afterthought, even though they took their quarterback to the Super Bowl. And I know that he had kind of on the field, off the field things, but it's amazing to me that, Colin Kaepernick did everything he did and then took his team to the highest of highs, and then he's almost an afterthought now. And I get why, for all the cultural war reasons and things like that, but had it been anybody else, I wonder if we would have treated him as such.
Jordan Love has some ups and downs his first year as a starting quarterback. After a 2-5 start, Love led the team to a win over the second-seed Dallas Cowboys in the first round of the playoffs and went head-to-head with San Francisco in the divisional round.
Here's Love, another deep drop. Just kind of slings one to Dobbs, who's got another catch and a big gain into Dallas territory and down to the 35.
Including the postseason, Love threw for 37 touchdowns and rushed for 4 more, all monumental feats. Not just because of who played quarterback in Titletown before him, but because he was the first to do it in Green Bay. And that should be celebrated.
I'm sure you'll have listeners that may say, oh my goodness, why is Jeremy White, why is Reggie White's son infusing race into everything? I remember even when I was celebrating the 3 black quarterbacks that got selected in this year's draft and how it's historical, there's so many comments that say, man, if we just stop talking about race, then there won't be any racism. Well, that's dumb, because you celebrate historical achievements because they're historical. And to ignore those historical achievements is to ignore the history behind why they're historical achievements. So to say if we just stop talking about race, or if we don't use that as a comparative, or playing the race card, quote unquote, that we could just get past this is a very myopic way of looking at the ideas and the even hidden prejudices within human beings.
Success followed by expectations inherently brings pressure.
I mean, Green Bay is going to love him because he's lighting it up. But if he doesn't do the prototypical things that